नमस्कार, राज्यसभा टीवी में आपका स्वागत है। आपके साथ मैं हूं अंकिता। आइए चलते हैं स्टेट ऑफ द यंग चाइल्ड इन इंडिया रिपोर्ट के लॉन्च समारोह में, जहां उपराष्ट्रपति एम वेंकैया नायडू मुख्य अतिथि के तौर पर शिरकत कर रहे हैं।
At the launch of this report, I must not fail to acknowledge all the childcare workers who have for decades tirelessly given care and nurture to millions of children across the country. It is their selfless work that has provided the proof of concept to the technical experts who have been able to put together the recommendations for this report. We are grateful to and value the fact that Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, has consented to release the report. Sir, your presence here today indicates your concern for and interest in the development of young children in our country. Your attention to the issue will give it the much needed importance and visibility, ensuring a promising future for every young child in India. Thank you.
Thank you, Amrita ma'am. I now invite Dr. Shashank Sinha, the publishing director of Taylor and Francis Group, the publisher of The State of the Young Child in India, to give his opening remarks. Please, sir.
Honorable Vice President of India, distinguished panelists, our colleagues from SME, esteemed colleagues from Mobile Crashes, and members of the audience who have joined us virtually for this book launch. On behalf of Routledge and the Taylor and Francis Group, I welcome you all to today's book event. As you may be aware, Routledge or Taylor and Francis Group is one of the world's largest publishers of academic books, journals, and online resources. The India or South Asia program was established in 2005-2006, and it follows the same global program that we follow across the world. And it also, the books which are published by Routledge are simultaneously made available in all formats, physical and digital formats, basically. The book being launched today is special to us in more ways than one. The first one is that it offers very innovative and very interesting frameworks in the study of young child, and something that will be deliberated in detail in the next session, where our distinguished panelists take this up. The second one is we are very happy to be a small part of Mobile Crash's larger journey, or the larger societal connect. And third is that this reflects our constant commitment and preparedness to make knowledge available in all forms and formats. In this case, the open access format. The book has been published in an open access format. So what open access format allows authors or funders to publish books which are free to access and free to download under Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, and No Derivatives license. It has several advantages. It provides very easy access to research. It provides wider dissemination and outreach, and it is more inclusive because it's available to the wider sections of the society. And it has a huge impact factor. So when you compare it to an average non-open access monograph, a recent report on open access says that the books which are done in open access format are downloaded 7 times more than an average non-OA book. It is cited 50 times more over a 4-year period, and it is in terms of online mention, it's mentioned 10 times more over a 3-year period. As far as the Routledge Books Open Access Program is concerned, I need to clarify a few things. That we follow all the required processes that we follow for all other books and all other knowledge products. That is, all these books which are also done through the open access program are subjected to rigorous peer review to ensure academic quality and integrity, and they follow the same production process and handled with same professionalism and with attention to detail. But it has a very high discoverability, in terms, so it is available on all the TNF ebooks platform and also a variety of digital distribution platforms. We also submit a copy to the Open Access Publishing in European Networks online library. We have a very supportive global and a dynamic team. And if you want to buy, if anybody wants to buy print version or hard copies, they are available for sale. As the country negotiates newer forms of knowledge interventions by way of either the Digital India Drive or the changes which are being thrown up by the pandemic or possibly also by the post-pandemic world, or what we now see is a move towards the new education policy, we believe that the OA or the open access model will play a bigger role, and we are fully prepared to deal with it. On that note, I'll come back to the book again and congratulate the team of the Mobile Creches once again for this very important and timely intervention. And we thank you for publishing with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha, for emphasizing on the need for more open access research and policy studies to support decision-making in the social sector. I now invite Dr. Anuradha Rajivan, former IAS officer and the development economist. Dr. Anuradha has been the key technical architect of the State of the Young Child India. While she is introducing the report, all the attendees can access the highlights of the report. Please download the document available to you in the handout section of your webinar window. We will also share this along with the full recording of the session with all attendees soon. Ma'am, we look forward to you introducing the report to our honorable chief guest, other dignitaries and guests at this virtual launch. Anuradha ma'am.
Thank you. Honorable Vice President and all participants present, hello from London and good evening. We know that no one wins by neglecting the young child. With this thought, I'm honored to introduce this report, The State of the Young Child in India, which has been actually a labor of love. The report's core team saw that a policy focus on the young child, that is a child under 6, needed to be amplified and better strategized. Nobody is against children, but the dominant narrative has been that the family is mainly responsible, and within the family, the mother. We see this worldwide. Early childhood is a time when significant human growth happens. It's also a phase when irreversible damage can take place, damage which cannot be fully corrected by any amount of later interventions. Yet, the role of the state is seen as supplementary, not as a center stage driver to influence child opportunities and outcomes. This changes dramatically when we look at the bottlenecks to a human's growth from a citizen's lens, from a rights lens. Bottlenecks arising simply from an accident of birth, for example, the social and economic conditions that a chance event places a baby in. Birth not only marks people for much of their lives, it also marks the country's economic prosperity when some children get left behind systemically. And the disadvantage is passed on across generations. It's a loss to the children individually, to the population groups and the regions they come from, as well as to the country as a whole. So a group of experts and practitioners started conceptualizing this work in early 2018. Our enthusiasm outpaced very often the resources we had. And when we thought we were nearly done, COVID intervened. But today, I'm very happy to finally bring this task to conclusion. There were many impediments. Money was short. We lived in different places and wanted to draw in India's experts and needed all of them to work to a common timeline. We also wanted to draw from the decades of on-ground work by civil society and the world's largest publicly funded program, the ICDS. This provided some uncomfortable reality checks, but also many opportunities based on experiences within our own country. When we rolled up our sleeves and began work, we faced other gaps too, right from what the definition of a young child is. And then there were the invisibles, children of mobile populations living on construction sites, railway platforms or bus stations who could not find their way into any official data at all. There were several data challenges, even otherwise, pre-existing challenges, both with respect to availability over time, as well as disaggregation, which is critical for more complete evidence, for tracking progress, and for making crucial comparisons. This is an area for future work. One by one, help came in from many sources. The work has benefited from funding support, from staff time, expert contributions, reviewers' feedback, consultations, as well as advisory guidance, for which the core team is truly grateful. In terms of themes, the report examines 5 key areas, each of them from a solutions-oriented lens. First, physical well-being, the survival, health, nutrition, and growth of a child. Second, cognitive development and early learning. Third, issues regarding safety, neglect, and abuse, which tend to be below the radar. Next, how India could better value the childcare workers, something long overdue. And finally, public funding for the young child, both allocations as well as expenditures at the center as well as at the states. Given that ours is a large and highly diverse society, geography and economy, this is really important that the center and the states work in tandem. And gender, we found, influences all of the above. It also influences how the childcare worker, in most cases a woman, is seen, commonly as a supplementary and part-time person paid just an honorarium rather than a full professional fee. This despite them being main family earners and working very long hours. So being underpaid and under-recognized needs to be rectified in order that India values its human resources. Recognizing that child outcomes are linked closely to child circumstances, the report looks at both. It presents a methodology for aggregating selected indicators in 2 easy-to-understand indices to assess and compare outcomes as well as circumstances across states. Such indices can also facilitate comparisons over time as well as other administrative units, for example, municipalities or districts. Outcomes are always of interest, of course. Outcomes can also establish results of programs and accountability in policy, but it is the environment in which the children grow that is more directly amenable to customizing interventions to very specific local conditions. And so it becomes important to look at both the outcomes as well as the circumstances. A childcare ecosystem that focuses more sharply on the youngest ages can make a big difference in countering the disadvantages of social attitudes or the accident of birth in a remote location or in a poor family, for example. Here is where policy, program design, implementation, budgetary allocations, plus expenditures and partnerships become crucial. The challenges are many, but they are not insurmountable. I'll end by saying if the state strengthens its strategic lead while civil society, the corporate sector, and media play their complementary roles, India could even be a leader among countries of Asia to improve the circumstances in which our children grow. Better outcomes should then follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajeevan, for sharing the journey of this comprehensive report and reminding us about the urgent actions moving forward. May I now request our Chief Guest, Honorable Vice President of India, sir, to kindly release the State of the Young Child in India report. I also request Ms. Amrita Jain to join our esteemed Chief Guest in releasing the report in this virtual launch event.
मुझे तो खोलना है ये अभी रुकियो खुल नहीं रहा अब खुल नहीं रहा ठीक खुल गया ना
Sir, thank you so much for releasing this report produced by Mobile Crushes and published by Taylor and Francis Group. By gracing us on this occasion, you have accorded the highest priority to the concerns and challenges faced by the youngest children of India and their families, especially the poorest citizens of India. Thank you, Amrita ma'am. I now invite Mr. Sanjay Kaul, former IAS officer, a member of the general body of Mobile Crushes, and an inspiration behind the report. I invite you to kindly welcome our Honorable Chief Guest for delivering the Chief Guest address on today's occasion. Please, sir.
Honorable Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, distinguished panelists, sponsoring partners, and friends. Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji needs very little introduction. The Vice President of India, Chairman of the Rajya Sabha since August 2017, Shri Naidu ji is one of India's most prominent and respected leaders. Shri Naidu ji served as a minister in the Union Cabinet between 2000 and 2002, and again between 2014 and 2017. He has been one of the senior most leaders of the BJP and has served as its national president. Shri Naidu ji began his political career as a student activist and a leader, and went on to get elected twice to the Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly. He was also elected and served as a member of the Rajya Sabha for 3 terms. Shri Naidu ji, I've heard him often, is a storehouse of knowledge and wisdom and extremely well known for his excellent oratory skills. Honorable Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, we all look forward to your address, which we are sure will be an inspiration to all of us working for a better world for the underprivileged young child in India. Ladies and gentlemen, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji.
Madam Amrita Jain, Chairperson of Mobile Crutches. Madam Devika Singh, Co-founder of the Mobile Crutches. Sri Sanjay Kaul, Member. Dr. Shashank Sinha, Publishing Director of the group. Dr. Anuradha Rajivan, Technical Advisor. Sri N. Ram, Popular Journalist, former Editor-in-Chief of Hindu. Madam Sumitra Mishra, Executive Director, and other distinguished dignitaries who are participating in this program and also watching this program. State of Young Child in India. इस महत्वपूर्ण रिपोर्ट का लोकार्पण करते हुए मुझे बहुत हर्ष हो रहा है। यह रिपोर्ट प्रारंभिक शैशव अवस्था में होने वाले विकास से संबंधित चुनौतियों का एक प्रामाणिक ब्यौरा होगा। इस रिपोर्ट में जो सलाह दिए गए हैं उस पर भी ध्यान दिए जाने का आवश्यकता है। I compliment Mobile Crutches and others associated with the bringing out this informative book, which will be useful for all the stakeholders, from policy makers to academics. All of us realize the importance of ensuring healthy, happy, caring, and playful early years for our children. All of us care for their well-being and holistic development. It is well known that the years from birth until the age of 5 are very critical. Adequate nutrition and positive caring environment at home play a very important role in a child's development. For healthy development, children should grow up in an environment where their emotional, social, educational, and other needs are fully met. A good foundation in the early years makes a difference through adulthood and even gives the next generation a better start. Educated and healthy people participate in and contribute to the financial and social wealth of their societies. As all of you are aware, poor nutrition hampers physical as well as intellectual development of children. It makes them vulnerable to illness and affects their performance in school. It is estimated globally that early childhood stunting affects nearly 1 in 4 children below 5 years due to lack of nutrition. As mentioned earlier, undernutrition and poor sanitation can lead to developmental delays and a lack of progress in school. For a country, poor early childhood development could mean economic loss. We need to understand the crucial importance of this aspect of national development and take effective steps to ensure all children have a healthy start to their lives. It has been mentioned in the past and also now in the just released report of the 159 million children aged below 6 years in India. 21% are undernourished, 36% are underweight, and 38% do not receive full immunization. These figures underline the crucial importance to invest in early childhood for realizing the full potential in later years. The report also pointed out to the insurmountable evidence of huge return on investment in early childhood development at the individual, household, and country levels. Proper nutrition, stimulation, and care during the first 1,000 days of life, from conception to second birthday, has a profound impact on the child's ability to grow, to learn, and rise out of poverty, and the process shapes society's long-term stability and prosperity, it was stated, the report. Based on ranking and values on the Young Child Outcome Index, YCY, the report named Kerala, Goa, Tripura, and Tamil Nadu to be among the top performers, while 8 states of Assam, Meghalaya, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, and Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, with scores below the national average, lagged behind. The report has rightly pointed out to the criticality of a holistic approach to development, including public awareness and parental education, improved living conditions with access to clean drinking water, proper sanitation, and reliable primary health care service to make a difference to health and nutritional standards among children. India has made considerable progress over the years in child welfare, undoubtedly. While Government of India has introduced several comprehensive policies and flagship programs like ICDS and the National Nutrition Mission, Poshan Abhiyan, for early childhood development in the country, the need of the hour is to implement them effectively through proper coordination among various ministries and at various levels, at the center, at the state, at the district, and also local level. The Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram is an important initiative for early identification and intervention for children from birth to 18 years to cover 4 Ds. D1, defects at birth, deficiencies, diseases, and development delays, including disability. Similarly, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is a very good program. It's equally important to ensure protection, education, and empowerment of the girl child. The recently unveiled National Education Policy rightly states, quote, the overreaching goal will be to ensure universal access to high-quality early childhood care and education across the country in a phased manner. As you are all aware, India has been making conscious efforts the civil society organizations to intensify their efforts, ensuring the well-being of the young child through better policies and effective public programmatic interventions. In other words, there should be a well-strategized collective action on multiple fronts. Ensuring the well-being of the child assumes greater importance if India has to take full advantage of its demographic dividend. We must continue to focus our attention on early childhood care and education. Child development should be the foundation of our developmental architecture. I underline, child development should be the foundation of our development architecture. My dear sisters and brothers, we're all reorienting our lives and adapting to a new normal in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, which has disrupted our routine. The adverse impact of the pandemic on poor and marginalized families and their children has been quite severe. This is the time for all of us to come to the help of the needy, display collective resilience, and overcome the hardship caused by the pandemic. The lessons learned in this pandemic should stand us in good stead to effectively tackle any future health emergency, especially in regard to the well-being of our children and other vulnerable groups. Before concluding, I once again compliment mobile creches and other organizations involved in bringing out this insightful report, including the publishers. I'm also happy to know just now it has been made accessible to all without any cost. You can open access it. I compliment the publishers for the same. This should be the way forward for many of the publications. And second, I would also like to compliment all the people who are involved in this study during this period, and then bringing together various minds and contributions together to put them in report so that there is a meaningful description, dissemination, and also serious consideration by all the people concerned. That is very much required. This, in fact, should become a societal or a people's movement. इसका एक जन आंदोलन का रूप देना, कारण क्या है, ये बच्चे हमारा भविष्य है. These children are our future. We should start taking care of them, and particularly the vulnerable sections. We must also remember our ancient philosophy of share and care, and take care more of the vulnerable sections. So Mahatma Gandhi ji ne, Baba Saheb Ambedkar ji ne, Deen Dayal Upadhyay ji ne kaha, Antyodaya, uplifting the poor of the poor, taking care of the last man in the queue, जो अंतिम पंक्ति में बैठे, उनका उत्थान पहले होना चाहिए. That's why we must focus more care on marginalized and vulnerable sections, and both the government at the center and the state, and also voluntary organizations must get involved in a big way to address these challenges. My dear friends, I feel happy to be here and release this publication, The State of the Young Child in India report. Such reports will provide an opportunity for all the concerned to understand what are the shortcomings, what are the urgent needs to be taken care, and the need to move forward. I would like to compliment them once again for bringing this report, and also compliment the publishing director, Taylor and the Francis Group, and also the participants in this meeting. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and encouraging speech. Mobile creches and our partner communities will be guided by your words as we strive harder for making our country a just, equitable, and safe place for all children of India. As we come to the end of this inaugural session, I would like to invite Ms. Sumitra Mishra, Executive Director, Mobile Creches, to share a few words of thanks on behalf of Mobile Creches. Sumitra, ma'am.
Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, On behalf of Mobile Creches, we are grateful to you for releasing the State of the Young Child in India report and giving the issue of young children in India the highest importance it deserves. Thank you, sir. I thank all dignitaries, partners, friends, and participants who have joined us today. Early childhood development matters to you, and we stand together in making a difference for young children. I take this opportunity to express our indebtedness to all members of the technical team who worked on this report, particularly to Dr. Anuradha Rajivan, Mr. Sanjay Kaul, and Dr. Sam Sambandhan, without whose vision and high standards of scientific rigor this publication was not possible. The author
आप देख रहे थे स्टेट ऑफ द यंग चाइल्ड इन इंडिया रिपोर्ट का लॉन्च समारोह। इस कार्यक्रम में फिलहाल इतना ही। आप देखते रहिए राज्यसभा टीवी। नमस्कार।